This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
This season, let your shoes do the talking. Designer Shoe Warehouse is packed with fresh styles that speak to your whole vibe without saying a word. From cool sneakers that look good with everything, to easy sandals you'll want to wear on repeat, DSW has you covered. Find a shoe for every you from the brands you love, like Birkenstock, Nike, Adidas, New Balance, and more. Head to your DSW store or visit DSW.com today.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, you know, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know that parents rank financial literacy as the #1 most difficult life skill to teach? Meet Greenlight, the debit card and money app for families. With Greenlight, you can send money to kids quickly, set up chores, automate allowance, and keep an eye on what your kids are spending with real-time notifications. Kids learn to earn, save, and spend wisely. And parents can rest easy knowing their kids are learning about money with guardrails in place. Try Greenlight risk-free today at greenlight.com/iHeart.
SJ on the handle, beyond the three-point line, left against Neesmith. Works to the baseline. Hit. Fires a fadeaway 18-foot jumper and rips the court. Thunder up by 104-103. Timeout Pacers. Shea off balance. Made it away and lost it and stuck the go-ahead deuce. 2:21 to play. Oklahoma City up 104-103.
The NBA Finals 2-2 tonight at Oklahoma City. The OKC favored by 9.5. OKC won Game 4 at Indianapolis. Parker Fox at Parker Fox 24 via Twitter. What are your thoughts on the series? And good morning.
And good morning to you, man. How fun of a series have we had, huh? Like, I think a lot of people
I've enjoyed it.
Oh, I think a lot of people expected Oklahoma to kind of come out here and put the pedal to the metal and win some games, winning 4 or 5, and Indiana has just been absolutely amazing in their energy, their excitement, their attitude. The building's been awesome. Seeing Reggie Miller in his jersey, seeing some of these people come out in Indiana. I don't know if you saw the two guys that wore the Dumb and Dumber outfits with Stephen A. and Kendrick Perkins. Oh, it's phenomenal. So
courtside, of course.
Exactly. And Caitlin Clark courtside with her and her teammates. Yeah, she was courtside. I think was
she sitting next to her coach, and was her coach yelling at her for a turnover?
And then she's sniffing her off. Get off of me. Yeah. Forget about it.
Hey,
man, no. So I think it's just been so fun for me to watch this series. Also, with the NHL series kind of back-to-back nights, it's been really great. Hockey and basketball, and I'm glad both these series have been competitive. It's the best way to do Game 7s.
And much to the chagrin of potentially some in the listening audience, thinking that it's not a league-wide fair thing, Caitlin returned this weekend against the New York Liberty, and TV ratings just soared. You're laughing because you think I'm running a bit. I ain't running a bit. They were massive. On middle of the afternoon on Saturday, and she dropped like 32 on the Liberty. It's like Sonia Ionescu. How you say it?
Ionescu.
Well, I understand that, but Caitlin Clark doesn't care how to pronounce her last name as she's running around her after a crossover. Did you see some of those step back, pull up logo threes that she unfurled?
Oh my goodness.
It's the bomb.
And I didn't see it live action until Taylor was like, hey, go watch those highlights back. Because I think I was out on the golf course. And I
didn't watch the live either.
I think Dave Portnoy had some bets out there about like Caitlin hitting 4 threes and 30 points or whatever. He's all over her. And I think she hit all of those bets. And I was like, had to go watch the highlights back. And
it's unbelievable.
Oh my goodness. Just
to the left and right.
The confidence she has, especially going to her left hand. A lot of right-handed players are confident going to the right hand, getting to the rim. But her confidence using that. I mean, I feel like most of the threes she hits is when she's really bringing it up that left sideline, and then she just stops and pulls that thing, and that's just an extreme confident shot, and you can just see the way she's out on the court, just playing confidently and making plays. Like, she's just made for it, man.
The only reason she requires a pick is so other people on the team feel like they're helping.
I always love that.
Like, I need you to set a pick just so you can make your salary and
That's
check
right.
good.
Well, she's such a good passer too, right? Like she's such a phenomenal passer. So in that pick and roll action, it's so hard to guard because if you're going to bring the big up, which you have to do, because if you don't, she's just going to stop and pop because you have to chase over the top. Yeah. And then it's just dumping it down. And she's got players around her that can help her. I think she's got a better team this year.
Your favorite player, Sophie Cunningham.
Yeah, exactly. She
running
got
around with that ponytail.
What do they call Trace Leches? They call those three. Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hall.
Wow.
Trace Leches. That's a great little chick.
She had some bit in that game where even like, wow, look at SGA and his ability to get to his spot. Like we're enamored with that.
Yeah.
She was kind of running around, forced to the boundary, and actually just backed up 8 feet to get to her spot
and threw it up
from the logo.
She can shoot it.
It's insanity to watch how she does that.
I had forgotten Sophie Cunningham was on the Fever until I saw Devin Booker courtside.
I always love that one.
By the way, 3-2. Finchy. You familiar?
Yeah, I know the guy.
He's in studio tomorrow 9 to noon. And when we return with Parker Fox, we're going to learn what is intriguing to him about the Timberwolves this offseason and maybe gravy train some elite NBA takes from Parker Fox. For Chris Finch in studio tomorrow, 9 to noon at 9.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold! Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
There's a moment every parent remembers. The day their child takes off on 2 wheels. With Guardian Bikes, that moment comes as early as 2 years old, and with less stress and frustration. These bikes are built just for kids. Lightweight frames, low center of gravity, easy to use brakes. Everything about Guardian is designed to help kids ride confidently, often in just 1 day, no training wheels needed. And because Guardian bikes are designed and assembled right here in the USA, you know they're built to last. With care in every detail. Their patented Sure-Stop braking system stops both wheels with a single lever, helping your child stop safely without tripping forward or losing control. Right now, save hundreds when comparing Guardian to its competitors at GuardianBikes.com and get a free lock and pump when you join their newsletter, a $50 value. Visit GuardianBikes.com today to save and help your child learn an essential life skill safely. Guardian Bikes, built for your kid and for the memories you'll never forget.
Unlock smarter learning with Lenovo AI-powered PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors. Head to Lenovo.com and choose from multiple devices to fit your passions. If you're a gamer, you can spend less time stressing about GPUs and CPUs and more time dominating with your AI-enabled Smart Engine, which optimizes your game performance in real time. Or maybe you're a scientist on the verge of a groundbreaking discovery and need a device with a longer battery life and AI-enhanced tools to give you extra time to finish your research. Or you're a musician preparing for your biggest break and need better, faster AI tools to make digital art a breeze, like creating band posters and t-shirt designs. Or you're a soon-to-be graduate needing to catch a recruiter's eye to land that dream job, so you need cutting-edge smart tools to build your portfolio from scratch. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Plus, college students and teachers get 5% off with an education account on Lenovo.com. A better future is waiting, and it needs you.
Hey, everybody. So when you get asked, what is Odoo, what comes to mind? Well, I'll tell you, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software that some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But, some people also say that Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable.
Ooh. But then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are a lot like building blocks. Whatever your business needs, manufacturing, accounting, HR programs, you can build a custom software suite that's perfect for your company. So what is Odoo? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it.
Which means that Odoo is exactly what every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
a.m. Back after the
Fan.
Finchy. Chris Finch, coach of the Timberwolves, in studio tomorrow at 9 a.m. Parker Fox in studio right now, 11:18. Good morning. P. Fox, though, with Chris in studio, what's intriguing to you about the Timberwolves in the offseason?
I mean, there's a lot of intriguing parts. There's the front court situation with Mike Conley and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I mean, the backcourt. And then there's the front court situation with Naz Reid and Julius Randle. And then there's your star upgrade kind of interesting stuff going on right now with the Kevin Durant name kind of being thrown out there. I think Timberwolves are still...
He stiff-armed us.
He stiff-armed us.
According to Shams.
He stiff-armed us.
Shams is 98.7% right on things like this.
Shams is pretty accurate on this stuff. But to be a kind of name that was thrown in there amongst the Raptors and a few other teams when it comes to a guy like Durant, it's always interesting. I went to Twitter and tweeted, no, I don't want any part of Durant, and we've had this discussion.
Was that before he stiff-armed us?
That was before the stiff arm. Yeah, that was pre-stiff arm. So.
And why? Age meshing with money?
I think we're in a win now situation. I think Tim Conley's the type of, guy that really figures out how to beat the teams you need to beat. Denver was that team a couple years ago. He constructed a roster that could beat Denver, and we did it a couple times. But here comes this new team. Here comes the Oklahoma City Thunder. This is the team you have to beat now. So when I look at what moves need to be made moving forward, it's how do you beat a team like Oklahoma City Thunder? Because I can assure you,
ask Indiana.
That's
because
true.
They're about to beat them as a big dog.
That's true. It's gonna be good. But I also think that Oklahoma City has so many parts that they can move going forward. They have so many draft picks. They have so many guys that they can sign and trade, all these different types of situations that I think Oklahoma City's in a position where they can really find a way to manage exactly what they want moving forward. So if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves, you have to find a way to match that. And I think for me, it obviously starts with Julius Randle and Naz Reid. They have their decisions to make here by the end of June on their player options. So it's going to be tough to keep both. I don't see us keeping both. I really do see Naz Reid in a different jersey next year, unfortunately. But I do think I see Julius Randle in a Timberwolves jersey next year.
Well, if you envision Naz Reid breaking the bank and going elsewhere, well, then clearly you envision Rudy Gobert being on the team.
Totally.
Well, the reason that I bring it up is just reading between the lines here. I don't have any steam on this, and it's unfair to say I truly believe they're bored with Gobert. But I think there were some things that emerged in this postseason where they might be like, whoa. I mean, if that happens every postseason, the money we're paying him, it's regular season for dough, postseason for show, but we may have to morph and move on to. So if they trade with somebody and Stifel's involved, well, you kind of got to have Naz Reid on the team, right?
Yeah, I think you do, unless you go out and try to get a guy like Jared Allen. I think that's a name that's kind of been thrown out there
for trade,
for a trade type of situation. Yeah,
Jared Allen and Darius Garland. I don't know what we'd have to give up.
Yeah.
I don't love Jared. Doesn't block as many shots as I think a guy his size should. I think Garland's untapped talent.
Yeah, at the point guard position.
Well, yeah, because Donovan Mitchell runs the point.
Exactly.
He looks like a 2. He's a small guard when they lay out the depth chart. No, it's Donovan handling the ball in the big moments. Darius plays off him. I think Garland is untapped talent.
Yeah, he's obviously a name. If you want to go down that road, now you're going to have to talk about his injury. I think he's out for a couple months with this toe injury. But regardless, that's neither here nor there. Gobert, obviously.
Sure,
well, I mean, I guess it is.
No, it's major.
It is for sure. So I think
he's missed a ton of games throughout his career. Garland has.
It was more than just last year?
Well, he played 75 this year.
Oh, wow.
that was by far the most of his career. Now I know they're only 82 in a season, but he's been on the 20 games here, 25 games there trick for the last several years.
Yeah, then we'll take Donovan.
Yeah, that's a situation.
Spida?
Yeah. Good luck.
Spida in a second. Spida's the bomb.
I mean, I would love Spida, but you're one of my favorite players. You're going to have to talk about getting rid of a lot of picks and a lot of stuff for a guy like Don there. But we're talking about Rudy's contract. It's a 3-year, $110 million contract. So if you're going to move something like that, you're going to have to figure out the right situation.
Yeah.
It's probably going to be less fortunate to you than you want it to be.
Gobert, I believe, was going to Phoenix if they were going to trade.
Totally, yes.
Because it's Phoenix guys. Somebody came out, either leaked or said, we want a legitimate center, like a legitimate shot blocking, rebounding center if we're trading Durant.
Yep.
And secondly, you're going to need that money to offset, the 50 and change that KD would make or require, the con?
Yeah, and I guess to dig back into Rudy a bit, what have you seen, Parker, in terms of things? Because I'm looking, I guess, outsider viewpoint where we've put him in spots the last 2 postseasons where defensively, the plus minus and some of those things, those are all positive. So we still know that inside he's a terrific rim protector and he can get the boards at times. What are things, though, that you would say that have developed over the last 2 postseasons that might start you down the road of we can actually exist without Rudy? Is it just me being a rube and saying it'd be nice if he could catch the ball at some point? It'd be nice if he was a more offensive threat or an offensive options in certain sets? Is it the way that specifically just good coaches out scheming us and working him into being a problem or a liability at times? What is it maybe the last 2 years you could say, well, here are a couple of things that have become trends specifically in conference finals with Rudy the last 2 years?
I think when you look at the center position, the position that Rudy plays, you can talk about some of the mismatches that you can create offensively. Now, Rudy Gobert is a really good screen setter, so he can come up and set screens and roll to the rim really hard. Now, I'm on the same page with you, right? I wish he was a guy that rolled with his hands up and could catch it and dunk it. And it seems simple, right, for a guy playing in the NBA, but
Mason Plumlee can do it. and Gobert is markedly better than Plumlee.
Yes.
But if Plumlee can do that, whatever he can do, Gobert should be able to do.
100% agree. And obviously we talk about different skill sets, right? Like Mason Plumlee isn't blocking the shots the way Rudy Gobert is blocking the shots, you know? So there's obviously a counter to everything. So I'm with you, Nordo. There's some stuff from a fan perspective where you look at this guy and you're like, dude, you're in the NBA, you're making $30 million a year. There's some stuff on the offensive end of the basketball court that you should be able to do. Now you have to take that all with a grain of salt, right? Because we've obviously built this Timberwolves team around this interior defensive presence, right? We're trying to win games in the low 100s versus if you ship a guy like Rudy Gobert, let's say this Durant trade happened and out goes Rudy, out goes DiVincenzo, out goes Rob Dillingham, and in comes Kevin Durant. Okay, now you're a team that's trying to play in the 130s and the 140s to try to win basketball games. And I don't think that's what, Tim Connelly set this basketball team up to do. So in my opinion, when you look at Rudy, I think you just have to find ways to complement him. And I think you have to find ways to keep a guy like a Naz Reid or even bring in somebody that can complement, Rudy's minute. I love what Oklahoma City's doing right now with this Hartenstein, Chet Holmgren bit, right? Where they can play Chet at the 4 a little bit. And then when it's clutch time, hey, let's move Chet to the 5. Let's see how Indiana matches up. Yep. If we want to bring Isaiah Hartenstein back up for some rebounding type of situations, let's do that. But you have to find a way to have a complement. And with the money that they're taking up, now somebody's going to offer Naz Reid some money here. I think the LA Lakers might come out with that. Or somebody's going to come out and offer Naz Reid some money. You have to find some sort of a complement, i.e. Julius Randle, maybe another piece that allows you to play versatility.
Well, let me ask you about that. A year ago, the team trades Karl Anthony Towns to the Knicks, and you get Randle and you get DiVincenzo. Part of maybe at the time our conversation around that would be, well, clearly Naz is going to be like, he's the future of the team, or at least that what we're losing in Cat, that this is going to be added responsibilities for Naz Reid. Now I'm thinking less than a year later, we just have to be resigned to the fact that we're losing Naz. I'm just curious internally if they still believe that Naz can provide some of those things, because I don't think Randle can provide all of those things. So it feels like if we're part of the comfort level in trading Cat was that we have him. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like there has to be some motivation to figure out how to keep him on the team.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting situation, right? Because when you look at Naz, he's become almost this cult hero in Minnesota, and everyone loves Naz Reid. And there's these Naz Reid tattoos, and he was 6th man of the year 2 years ago, and all this great stuff. And I think we were appreciated for that. But if you look at Naz Reid as the basketball player, some things on the defensive end they don't add up for what the Timberwolves want to do. He never seems to be in a stance. He never seems to really defend it at an elite level, something that we see Rudy Gobert do a lot. So if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves and you're looking at Naz Reid's contract, I don't think you have the money to match some of these teams that are going to throw him these $100 million deals or whatever he's going to be throwing. I don't think from a defensive perspective, if you're the Minnesota Timberwolves, that equals up and entices you to keep a guy like Naz Reid around.
I think the whole tattoo thing was a con game, by the way.
KHAN or KAHN or CON?
CON game. And the reason for that is because Minnesota sports and we're emotional and we love our teams, we love our players. But there is some tattoo laser removal place that is under the table paying somebody to promote, hey, for $20, I'll give you a Naz Reid tattoo.
Wow.
Then he goes 0-12 from 3 in the series, and now everyone's calling the tattoo removal place for a laser job. I think it's a con game.
I didn't know the David Fauci of tattoo removal was producing 9 to noon today.
I always love that one.
Well, that's crazy.
You got to find angles.
All right, I just put a tariff on that last line. It's 11:28. Good morning. Windhorse, Brian Windhorse.
Yeah.
So you got Shams doing this, and then super special Windy, who's very, very good at what he does. He's going to go digging, and an hour ago he reported the Phoenix Suns are not, quote, excited, end quote, about current offers they're receiving from the Miami Heat, Spurs, and Houston Rockets for Kevin Durant. Okay, he's going to be 37 in September, and he wants $54 million at least. Geez, I wonder why people aren't excited about this. Well, seriously, you know what I mean?
It doesn't add up.
I mean, do you think the general manager for Phoenix would have the testicular fortitude to call the San Antonio Spurs and say, we want Cooper Flagg? Or no, the Mavericks. No, the Mavericks aren't involved here. 3-2. We want the second overall pick. There's no way, Ken. I mean, you can't ask for that, can you?
No, you can't.
That probably would be involved.
You can't. Of course it would be involved. I think if you're looking at a Kevin Durant trade right now, a team that really is kind of skyrocketing those ranks is the Toronto Raptors. They've said that they're okay with moving on from RJ Barrett. They want to build this team around Scotty Barnes, Grady Dick, and some other pieces. So if you're the Toronto Raptors, I think that's an awesome piece to pick up, going out there and trying to get Kevin Durant. Now you're going to have to
Don't forget Jakob Poeltl.
Oh, don't forget Jakob Poeltl.
No, I'm not saying
well, that's probably what they have to give, right?
Probably. I'm not saying they're, good point.
Yeah, they want a center.
Either that or are you interested in Chris Boucher?
I always love that.
Well, we aren't either, so let's talk about somebody else. But it's not an MB3 with Barnes, Barrett, and Jakob Poeltl. But they're not going to. So it does have MV2-ish to it.
It does.
If you have KD and Barnes. Barnes is a little enigmatic. He does a lot of things really well, blows up occasionally. Yeah. He's just not as consistent as like the big superstars. But see, I'm glad we're talking about Durant, with Parker Fox, who gets rebounding, gets the physicality, and sometimes the pain that can go into running into the key and trying to grab a missed shot. Because I noticed this when the Wolves played Phoenix in the playoffs a couple of years ago. Durant has zero interest running into the key and getting rebounds. If he happens to be down by the block and a ball happens to miss on his side, he might happen to stretch his arms for Maui Domain and grab it. But when it comes to being the KD he used to be, running into the key and grabbing every rebound and going the other way, old people don't like that pain that comes with grabbing rebounds in congestion.
Well, the thing they need to make him work is the thing they have to trade him away for.
Exactly.
Is essentially. They could use the DeAndre Ayton that they had, but they have to now give up KD to get that same type of player back. It's kind of that's an awful situation down there in Phoenix.
Yeah, they stuck themselves in a bad spot.
With Finchie in studio tomorrow at 9, the Knicks tried to make a run at him. I think that's pretty cool, don't you?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a compliment to what Chris Finch is doing. I don't love the way the Knicks kind of went about this situation. I think if you're going to go and do that, you should have some sort of plan in mind, right?
Have intel that a team is interested in saying, yes, you can talk to our guy.
Versus just
instead of just throwing darts.
Swiping right on Tinder on every NBA coach, It's like Quinn
What happens
Snyder.
when you swipe right?
The other coach has to swipe right as well, and supposedly everybody's swiping left in this
zero
current situation. So,
wow, this is beautiful.
Well, did you see some athletic
the
thing?
The coach has to swipe right.
Where even some apparently, and I can't remember which insider, was it Shams or Windhorst?
Yeah.
But teams are actually getting the call, and I think it'd be Leon Rose making the call. And they're like, F no.
Yeah.
Like he's being hung up on by other NBA teams.
Right.
No, it's
Gerson Rosas.
Yeah, I think,
would it be Gerson?
It's Gerson who's concocting this.
Oh, goodness.
Emphasis on part of that word concocting. And oh, wow. So he's the one waving his arms in the air like he just doesn't care and throwing the darts against the board trying to get a new coach.
Well, then you add
HR violation.
Exactly. You add on top of that some of this Rick Brunson drama, and we've seen that with the Timberwolves.
What do you mean?
Just supposedly just some of this stuff with Rick Brunson and some of the baggage that he brings to, with his relationship with
dad,
sports and the Knicks and everything.
I'm not familiar with said chicanery here.
I just know relieved of his duties with the Knicks.
Well, so was Tibbs.
That's true.
Yeah, but it was all coming out. This was all part of again, whether it was,
I thought it was Tibbs and staff dead.
Some people hated Cat, but and after they lost, it was absolute blame game. And then it comes in, Brunson, maybe he was running the offense a little too hard to his son, the whole thing. So then, but I don't think
the best.
Brunson, you can tell me if I'm wrong, Parker. Brunson was not fired in conjunction with Tibbs.
No,
That was that was a separate thing in which he was relieved of his duties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think under my understanding, he was brought in with Thibodeau in 2022, and it was just Thibodeau being fired. So I don't think it's a big unit. I think he's still technically on staff. He's a guy who, obviously, if you don't find somebody, he's a name that's going to be thrown in there for a head coaching job. Not to say he's going to get that job or even really be considered.
He has no shot.
No shot at all. But he's definitely a guy where he's trying to put himself in position where, even Iman Shumpert came out and said, former Knicks guard Iman Shumpert came out and said that Rick Brunson should be considered for the next head coaching job. I think it's his time, says Iman Shumpert. Now,
what do I know?
That's one guy's opinion, right? Versus
when Rick played, it might have been 7 points a game and 3 assists a game and 18 minutes a game. Rick Brunson was one of the real tough-nosed guards to play in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
He was such a tough guy, It's not like he started fights or anything. He was just tough. He's always been a tough-minded
Seemed to
kind
have
of guy.
that same personality when Dante DiVincenzo and him were in the handshake line as well. So that doesn't die, right?
Mike Malone. Mike Malone is a New York native.
Yeah.
I wonder if he wants the Knicks job. Or maybe after seeing how the Knicks think they can just call teams and ask, hey, will you let us talk to your coach so you can potentially leave him?
Yeah.
He can potentially leave you, and then you have to recycle and change everything simply because you let us talk to him, which is just a ridiculous concept, like you said. But Mike Malone, I wonder if he wants the Knicks job.
I think Malone's at a plus 125 on the betting odds.
Oh, he's favored.
He's a name that's really high up on that list.
See,
obviously.
I didn't see some of the names I've seen of late. I saw Malone's name, but not recently. Jay Wright is a candidate supposedly. Now he was Villanova, right?
Yeah, Jay Wright was Villanova.
Yeah, immortality, right?
Well, the best. Yeah, the best.
Now we get. So, what do you think about that?
How does that work?
I don't know, because I always get kind of in there.
Does he still coach?
No, he's on TV. On
now.
TV, I think he's with CBS.
Yeah.
So it's
Jay
always
Billis, the assistant coach.
It's always interesting with me with these guys that kind of transition into the analytical broadcasting side, and there's clearly something when you've been a coach for 40, 50 years internally inside of you that's like, this stuff is fun. I get to hang out with people, but I want to be out there coaching and I want to be live in the action. So I think it entices a lot of those kind of guys. I don't know if Saban's in that same boat. He's obviously a name to bring up, but I think it entices guys like that. And I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a name like Jay Wright really in the conversation for this next job.
How's that transition though? I'm thinking about like Hoiberg, the ups and downs that he worked through at the NBA level.
Totally.
Billy
None
Donovan.
of them work.
Would you consider Billy Donovan any sort of success? Is he still in Chicago? Maybe. Okay.
Yeah. None of them work.
And that's.
That's over the history of the NBA. Okay, one probably worked here that I'm not thinking about. I'm saying if you take 100 from the amateur level to the professional level, it never works.
Yeah,
it's long term.
Yeah, and I think that's across even like NFL. Pete Carroll, his second time around, really found something with Seattle, but it was a bad spot the first time. Steve Spurrier, Saban himself, all of that.
Consider the defensive coordinator
Chip
for the
Kelly.
Green Bay Packers.
Yeah.
Okay, he comes from Boston College right to the NFL. What's his first move? I'm going to take my best defensive player and make him put his hand in the grass.
I always love
so I
that
can
one.
watch his sacks and forced fumbles go down. He's Rashawn Gary. That's why they don't last. Okay, 3-2. This Desmond Bain thing, whatever. It's so dumb.
Terrible.
It's ridiculous. Let me
so bad.
Let me get this one out of the way. And I'm only going to mention it once because I don't want the 64686 or the talkback to like fire in and then feel like they've been left out of the chat. As the kids would say, no cap, as Parker would say. I'm just going to lay it out like this. They don't boo SGA at Gamebridge Fieldhouse.
I always love that one.
They don't boo SGA at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. What am I missing here?
They're nice guys, man. It's Indiana. It's Midwest nice. It's loving.
We're in the Midwest. He's a free throw merchant in this series too, right?
Yes. He is.
You hate when I bring this up.
I do. Basketball is.
Why are we booing Shea Gilgeous-Alexander when we would pay a lot of money to have somebody who sucks referees into making calls, and we go to other arenas and they go, free throw merchant.
It's always someone else's fault, PA. It's always someone else's fault. I've
watched all the games, Parker.
There's always a ref you suck chant. There's always, something going on. He's the guy that can win it for him, right? Like if it's not him.
Then why don't they boo him at Gamebridge?
They should.
Because Hoosier basketball is an immortality like state.
Totally.
We'll just end it like that. All right, let's close up like this. UFAs.
Yeah.
All right. Unrestricted free agents, because we're a couple of weeks from getting interested in that.
Yeah.
Boys, any interest in these are unrestricted.
I love it. Let's hear it.
It's not the bird rules, it's not the aprons, it's not restricted, it's not player option, team op, none of that's straight unrestricted.
Go get these guys.
Brooke Lopez. $24 million is what he made last year.
Too much money.
Okay. So Brooke Lopez, true center, can catch and run at the same time.
Stretches it, shoots it well.
Yep, shoots it well.
Yeah.
Brooke Lopez.
I'd look at him without Rudy.
So funny.
Yeah. Just catch and run at the same time. We're talking about an NBA player. Just like it blows my mind, but it's true, man.
It's unbelievable.
It is. I think you're right, Nordo. I think Nordo's right. If there's no Rudy Gobert, you love to look at a guy like Brooke Lopez.
Nordo, we have a problem.
What's that?
I accidentally copied, I love that one, on main page and put it below where it's supposed to be, but I can't remember what was there, and I'm hoping it's not he's JJ. So if you could remedy that, you would be the superstar you already are. All right, how about this? Clint Capella, $22 million last year.
Same situation, right? If there's no Rudy, you look at him, he's a lob threat. You need to have a point guard that can throw him lobs. Mike Conley's a guy that can do that. Mike Conley's towards the end of his career. He's getting old. Clint Capella's a lob threat, but besides that, you have so much more depth and perimeter talent with Brooke Lopez than you do with Clint Capella.
You find yourself watching a fair amount of Atlanta Hawks games.
I used to watch a lot of James Harden, Clint Capella tape, man.
Clint from Houston.
Oh, yeah.
He used to lead the league in rebounds.
He was the bomb when he was in Houston. He's terrible now.
Top 3-4 in blocks a game as well.
6 lob dunks a game. Yeah, it was awesome.
Boys, Tyus Jones is unrestricted.
Love that name. Obviously,
I love the name. What about the game?
Know the guy well, obviously. Minnesota dude.
Oh, you know him well?
Yeah, we know each other pretty well. Played in the same Pro-Am team for a couple years. Know his brother very well. But Just a true point guard. Assisted turnover off the charts. Didn't work out in Phoenix. Signed a 1-year deal there. A guy that I think if you're looking at a backup point guard position, he's a phenomenal guy to talk about in that role. Now, what does your starting point guard position look like for the Minnesota Timberwolves? Mm-hmm. Is that Mike Conley in limited minutes, or are we going in a different direction?
Conley.
I don't know for sure yet.
See, Phoenix paid him.
Yeah.
Started him.
Yeah.
And then near the end of the year, he's playing none.
Yeah,
something just completely went pear-shaped.
Brad Beal went pear-shaped is what happened. Just point. The worst contract, and he holds all the power. But when we talk about Tyus, he's, I think, a guy that you would love to have in your roster as a backup point guard, 20 to 25 minute type of player.
Okay. Lastly here, because I couldn't figure out exactly the wherewithal or particulars with Josh Giddey's situation in the offseason. It's weird. It involves aprons and bird rules and stuff like that. But he may be available. And Josh Giddey for this team? Josh Giddey for, if Josh Giddey with Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle, ooh, that would work, but whatever.
Yeah, Evan Sidery of the Forbes is saying that the Bulls are preparing to sign Josh Giddey to a new long-term contract.
Of course they are.
Yeah,
and you know what? When it comes to NBA reporting, Forbes magazine,
I always love that.
That's always the first place I go.
Right.
Seriously, if I want to know if Cooper Flagg's going to be taken first, I check out the Wall Street Journal.
I always love that.
How about this name? And man, this guy's an enigma, but Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Duncan Robinson probably is going to opt out of around $19 million, which be like, hey, if you're Duncan, well, that's stupid because you may have lost your game and somebody's willing to give you $19 million.
Well, the stupid thing was his initial contract.
Right.
Yes.
But that's not, you would take it too.
Yeah, 1,000%. Oh. No doubt about it. Who wouldn't?
Yeah. It's now all of a sudden we're not staying at Puerto Morales, honey.
Nope.
We own Puerto Morales. But with that said, if I'm Duncan, I opt out because, and Super Special Spo is the bomb. It ain't working there, man. I mean, he's playing 4 minutes, then he's playing 23. Then Tyler Hero gets hurt, and they're not using Duncan; they're using other people. So, Duncan. Now, see when I wrote this, why I talked myself out of it is we kind of already have a better version of Duncan Robinson in Dante DiVincenzo, who can dribble better, is scrappier on defense. Now, Duncan Robinson, as a volume 3 streak guy,
oh, yeah.
I mean, hide the women and children when he gets hot. But something's gone wrong with him and that squad the last couple of years. But Duncan ain't that old. He was the bomb at Michigan.
Yeah.
I mean, so what do you think about Duncan around? I don't know.
Yeah, he's
just have to be at least 19.
He's a guy that's getting paid too much right now, right? He's a guy that's getting paid way too much money. It's way too much money. If you're paying Nickeil Alexander-Walker 4.5 and you're paying Duncan Robinson 20, that doesn't add up.
Yeah, I'm on Team Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want Nickeil Alexander-Walker back on this team.
Yep.
You're fantastic. Tell Taylor yours truly said hello.
Will do.
Thank you for the wonderful Father's Day text yesterday. That meant a lot to me. And love you, bud. See you soon.
Love you both.
That's Parker Fox. Final segment, 9 to noon next.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
There's a moment every parent remembers. The day their child takes off on 2 wheels. With Guardian Bikes, that moment comes as early as 2 years old, and with less stress and frustration. These bikes are built just for kids. Lightweight frames, low center of gravity, easy-to-use brakes. Everything about Guardian is designed to help kids ride confidently, often in just 1 day, no training wheels needed. And because Guardian bikes are designed and assembled right here in the USA, you know they're built to last. With care in every detail. Their patented Sure Stop braking system stops both wheels with a single lever, helping your child stop safely without tripping forward or losing control. Right now, save hundreds when comparing Guardian to its competitors at GuardianBikes.com and get a free lock and pump when you join their newsletter, a $50 value. Visit GuardianBikes.com today to save and help your child learn an essential life skill safely. Guardian Bikes, built for your kid and for the memories you'll never forget.
Unlock smarter learning with Lenovo AI-powered PCs powered by Intel Core Ultra processors. Head to Lenovo.com and choose from multiple devices to fit your passions. If you're a gamer, you can spend less time stressing about GPUs and CPUs and more time dominating with your AI-enabled Smart Engine, which optimizes your game performance in real time. Or maybe you're a scientist on the verge of a groundbreaking discovery and need a device with a longer battery life and AI-enhanced tools to give you extra time to finish your research. Or you're a musician preparing for your biggest break and need better, faster AI tools to make digital art a breeze, like creating band posters and t-shirt designs. Or you're a soon-to-be graduate needing to catch a recruiter's eye to land that dream job, so you need cutting-edge smart tools to build your portfolio from scratch. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. Plus, college students and teachers get 5% off with an education account on Lenovo.com. A better future is waiting, and it needs you.
Hey, everybody. So when you get asked, what is Odoo, what comes to mind? Well, I'll tell you, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a suite of business management software that some people say is like fertilizer because of the way it promotes growth. But, some people also say that Odoo is like a magic beanstalk because it grows with your company and is also magically affordable.
Ooh. But then again, you could look at Odoo in terms of how its individual software programs are a lot like building blocks. Whatever your business needs, manufacturing, accounting, HR programs, you can build a custom software suite that's perfect for your company. So what is Odoo? Well, Odoo is a bit of everything. Odoo is a fertilizer, magic beanstalk, building blocks for business. Yeah, that's it.
Which means that Odoo is exactly what every business needs. Learn more and sign up now at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
I can't wait until tomorrow.
Likewise, because we promised tomorrow we will pay off the crafting of NFL crimes and the pigskin pilfering and everything that goes into that. Just lost track of time a little bit there, and for that we apologize. It's middle of June and everybody's chill. Nordo produces, and I'm Paul Allen. And what we did was we played off a Brian Flores press conference conducted last week, carried by 9 Do Nordo, yours truly in attendance at TCOPC. I know you're happy for me, and I heard Brian Flores go down the road of, hey, Alec Lewis asked a question about keeping things fresh and how challenging it can be. And then, he's like, well, I'll take a look at Spags and I'll take a look at Fangio and see what they're doing. And if we like something, we'll implement it. Well, that triggered the mind to recognize the play stealing that does take place in the NFL. And it's not against the rules, which is completely fine. And that's how it should be. But it opened the minds and or the hearts of 9 to Noon for us to craft concepts and plays from teams that we would like to be stolen. So we have a few for you. We'll share that tomorrow. Chris Finch in studio at 9 a.m. tomorrow. And yesterday was a very special day for a lot of us. It was Father's Day. And back in 2018, my son Derek Allen came up to me at age 17 and he's like, I'd like to co-call a horse race with you at Canterbury Park. And that's my Father's Day gift to you. Fast forward to father-son co-call number 7, which took place yesterday at Canterbury Park. Here's the final half mile.
Bridle up to the bar. How fast can you make it out of the dark?
We're going to find out. Bridle up to the bar is the gray on the lead. Out of the dark is next within a half length. They're in the middle stages now of the Father-Son Father's Day Race Call Classic. Mr. Who is just off the lead into the inside of Lord Sheldon. Then we come to Unified Dreams to the outside, buddy. They're off the far turn.
Look at this. Wire to wire. Bridle up to the bar. Fighting alongside out of the dark. Lord Sheldon. Carlo, you creeping in. Mr. Who, where are you? You're almost there. Here we go, folks. We're reaching around onto the final stretch. Out of the dark has now made his way up. Bridle up to the bar. How fast do you need a Long Island, my friend? Come on down. Around's on me if we make it. Out of the dark. You're hanging in there. Alonzo, keep it up. We're on the wire. Number 2, number 3, right behind Alonzo Quinones. Ladies and gentlemen, out of the dark, as quick as a flash, Alonzo Quinones will win the dash. Right.
Hey, Coming in like a flash, Alonso Quinones, you have won the flash. You have won the dash. You know, that's the second consecutive year I've given that knucklehead the microphone at the half-mile pole, and he hasn't given it back to me, which is awesome because I get to call a fair amount, and he never does. And
it was so good, man.
Did a great job. Nice job, buddy. That's my son, Derek Allen, and our father-son co-call from yesterday. Super proud of him, and what a great Father's Day it was for me and for a lot of different people. A lot of people, including Norda, who produces 9 to noon. And I'm Paul Allen. Talk to you tomorrow at 9 with Timberwolves head coach Chris Finchy, to bring the good times 9 to noon out of the gate tomorrow on your audio leader, FM 100.3, KFAN.
9 to noon.
Podcast today's Paul Allen Show, or listen back to previous show and interviews by going to the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
Let your imagination take flight with an AI-powered PC from Lenovo. Whether it's creating digital art, designing new software, or building a portfolio for a future career, our PCs are powered by Intel Core Ultra processors to help students unlock smarter learning and unleash their creativity. That's the power of Lenovo with Intel inside. All you have to do is choose the one that fits your passion. Head to Lenovo.com to shop AI PCs and find your perfect companion. Plus, get 5% off when you create an education account.
Now, you can watch the best of Hulu on Disney Plus. The hottest Hulu shows and movies right next to your Disney Plus favorites. With Hulu on Disney Plus, dive into new seasons of The Handmaid's Tale, 9 Perfect Strangers, The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and Welcome to Wrexham. And don't miss Star Wars Andor Season 2 and Marvel's Daredevil Born Again on Disney Plus. All these and more, now streaming with Hulu on Disney Plus with a bundle subscription. Available with bundle plans starting at $10.99 a month. Terms apply. Visit DisneyPlus.com/Hulu for details.
When things get intense, Stress Sweat can't be far behind. So let Dove Men Plus Care antiperspirants help you stay calm when life gets a little uncomfortable. Like when you're sitting in the front row and an insult comic starts working the crowd. All you can do is smile and laugh along with the comedian. Dove Men Plus Care antiperspirants help tackle stress sweat and odor-causing bacteria so you can get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Fight back against stress sweat with Dove Men Plus Care antiperspirants. Available at Walmart, Target, and Amazon.
Are you still quoting 30-year-old movies? Have you said cool beans in the past 90 days? Do you think Discover isn't widely accepted? If this sounds like you, you're stuck in the past. Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. And every time you make a purchase with your card, you automatically earn cash back. Welcome to the now. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card, based on the February 2024 Nielsen report.